One Monday morning, 2016, my boss David calls me into the office, sits me down and he says, "Mahathir, you've been here for a month. Pick up the phone and start calling or else." Quick question. Who here has ever received a cold call? Do you enjoy it? No. Yeah, me neither. But in 2016, I'm the caller who prays people wouldn't answer. You see, my job is to sell training courses on the phone. But I hate making sales calls because being rejected feels like being in a pressure cooker. It's hot, uncomfortable, and painful. To my pride. I can't afford to lose this job. But the pressure is about to make me pop. Back at my desk, I stare at the phone, head spinning, heart pumping, hands shaking for 5 hours. Okay, it's only 5 minutes. But I have to start calling. "Hello, this is Mahathir. Would you like to?" "No." "Hello, this is Mahathir." "Maha what?" "Not interested," and stop calling me again. "Hello, this is Maha." "Hello? Hello?" Those no's makes me feel hot with embarrassment, mixed with the uncomfortable feeling of fear, doubt, and rejected again and again and again. Just painful. I hear my pride saying, "Mahathir, you're not cut out for this. You should just give up. And you, Mahathir, will never be good enough." Has rejection ever made you feel this way? Now, seeing me struggle, my boss David calls me out for lunch. Now, this can mean two things: free lunch or farewell lunch. As we sit at a table in the food court, my boss points to an old man making popcorn. Old Mr. Popcorn takes tiny kernels, drops them into a pressure cooker, and pop, 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 they grow. Then I look back at my boss and I'm thinking, he wants to talk about popcorn? Definitely a farewell lunch. But then I see Mr. Popcorn asking each passerby, "Want to buy popcorn?" And they say, "No, not interested." Or some. But each time, he smiles. And he keeps on going. Then my boss goes up to Mr. Popcorn, buys a bag, comes back, and he says, "Mahathir, in life, you will face all kinds of rejection. But when you smile and keep on going, despite the heat, the discomfort, the pain, just like a kernel in a pressure cooker, you will pop into something better, making you one no closer to a yes." Okay, hearing David's words and seeing Mr. Popcorn, I start to realize, yeah, we are like tiny kernels, and rejection is the pressure cooker. When we smile and keep on going, each no, pop, 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 will help us grow, making us one no closer to a yes. I leave that lunch, still anxious, but with a kernel of hope planted in my soul. I'm back at my desk. I pick up the phone and I start calling. On the first day, 10 calls, rejected. Second day, 15 calls, rejected. Now the third day, 20 calls. Come on! Still rejected. But I smile and I keep on going. Why? Because I now know that I'm one no closer to a yes. The 24th call, they say yes! Whoa! I got a little too excited back then. But the real win wasn't in the yes. It was the person I popped into before the yes. I thank my boss, David, and I thank Mr. Popcorn too, by buying a bag of popcorn. My dear friends, that lesson didn't just stop at sales. A few months later, I met the girl of my dreams, and I asked her to be my girlfriend. Guess what she said? No! But I smiled awkwardly, and I kept on going. 3 months later, she said yes. 6 years later, she said yes. And in 2017, my wife and I dreamt of starting a business. But people said, no, you're too young. No, it's too risky. No, it's not going to work. But we smiled. We kept on going. And today, our little dream popped into 14 branches. Who knew? So my dear friends, in life, you will face all kinds of rejection. Maybe you want to give a speech, but fear what people will think. Maybe you want to start something new, like a new job or a business. Or maybe you want to ask someone out in this convention. Just remember, that pressure cooker may feel hot, uncomfortable, and painful, but it will pop you from fear, pop to fortitude, from doubt, pop to determination, growing you into a better version of yourself. So when you face rejection, smile and keep on going, because you, my Colonel buddies, are one no closer to a... Yes. There we go. Pop, contest chair.